find out that you are going to interact, mix up with people, either at your workplace, if you are the type that produces whatever, maybe there's something you're selling from your house, but just get your hands busy, get yourself busy. Because an idle mind is a devil's workshop, as we all know. When a woman works, she pays less attention to negative things. She pays less attention to all the gossip that happen in the neighborhood, all the things that are enough to destroy your home. So because you need to socialize, it is good you need to work. You socialize with your customers that come. Peradventure, you're the type that is making something like unu in the house. You're not going out. Customers around you or neighbors around you knows that you sell that. You know they will come into your house and knock. Madam, please, do you have kunu? You greeting and talking with that person, you are already doing what? Socializing. So you will not be idle. Assuming your husband goes to work, children go to school, you're just at home alone, you're not doing anything. If you're such a woman, you cannot be lonely, because from time to time, your neighbors will come to do what? Knock and say, I want to buy. Or you are busy producing what you need to sell. So you find out that you will not just be idle, but you will be what? Busy, creating something that will eventually bring either wages or salary to you. This is another source of income for the what? For the family. As we go down, we will know what we're going to use this income to do as we go down. Now, what is the second reason why we need to work? We need to work to have purpose. We need to work to do what? To have purpose. Why am I created? What is it that I am good at? What is it that I am going to do to make an impact, either in my family, either in my own personal life, or people around me? There are some people that will tell you, oh, I don't think I need to work because my husband is very wealthy. He takes care of all my needs. That is perfect. Can you work for somebody else? Can you work and earn the money and give it to charity? There are people that are looking for help. There are people that need help. Can you at least work and fulfill a purpose by putting a smile on somebody else's faces through the resources that you make through your work? Can you at least do that? You don't necessarily have to sit and say, my husband does everything. For that reason, I don't need to do anything. Please, if you have that mindset, it is high time you start changing it. Make a purpose out of your life. Let people feel the impact that you once existed in this earth. Not just eating, sitting down and consume what is being given to you. You can also give to somebody else. You can also work for the purpose of people, for the less privileged, for the sick that are in the hospital, for the aged. There are people that you can work to support. So it is very important that you fulfill a purpose why you are created. The next point I want us to look at is feeling productivity. The feeling that productivity gives to the soul. Feeling productivity is like it's productive. Being productive is energizing. Like when you wake up in the morning and you see yourself doing things that are impacting in people's life, be it in your office, be it in your home front, or you just see yourself working hard to make sure that people around you are good. There is this feeling, it lives inside you. Oh, at the end of the day, I was able to achieve this. I was able to attend to 10 customers today. I was able to sell all this today. You know, there's this feeling it gives to you. No matter how tired you think you are, no matter how worn out that thing must have done to you, deep down inside of you, there is this feeling of fulfillment. Whoa, I was able to meet 10 customers today. Can you imagine? I was able to gather like quotations that could give me like 1 point something million naira. Really, like when I was waking up this morning, I didn't know I was going to do this much. That feeling comes. It doesn't just come ordinarily. It comes because you're fulfilled. There is this feeling of I am very productive, and it makes you happy. When you don't have that such feeling inside you, then there is something wrong with you. There is something wrong by the corner. You need to start looking out. If you wake up in the morning and at the end of the day, you're not able to feel like I have done something today, I've been able to achieve something today, there is a problem. You need to go and do what? Check it. So that is one of the reasons why we need to work. We cannot just be existing. We need to make impact. Very important. You need to make impact. You don't just exist because you want to exist. Make impact, create impact. Do all you need to do what? To create that impact. Funny enough, to work doesn't necessarily mean you need all the lump sum of money. Some women will tell you, okay, I can't get a job, I can't even start up a business, I can't even do anything because I don't have money. It's not true. You can start very little. And with the era of our social media today, I mean, it has made things a lot more easier for us, because you can just sit in your room, in the comfort of your room, and you do your marketing of what you sell. It could be just one sample you put online, and somebody is loving it, and the next thing you start generating customers. And before you know what is happening, you'll be wowed with the kind of inflow of business that will be coming. Sometimes you even want to like give up and like, oh no, this is not what I planned. But trust me, when you try to earn a living, there is something God does. He crowns our little effort with what? Great success. So it's important, if you're sitting here and you're not doing anything, you're not making any impact, start thinking, what can I start doing? As little as 100 naira, you can start with a bag of pure water. Before you know what is happening, you are having 3. Before you know what's happening, you are in 10 bags. Before you know what's happening, you are offloading a truck. That's the way it starts. But you know our mindset, we are always looking for the big thing. Forgetting that a lot of big people that we see today, that started from that small self, from humble beginning. There was a lady that was sharing her testimony, how she began her business. And today she has chains of stores where she sells. She said she started with just a neighbor, please can you just give me like 5 apple, let me just pound and remold it and put it into sizes. And the first sales she had was like 200 naira. The next she went back, gave the neighbor the money, collected another brand. Before you know what's happening, she has restaurant, not just one restaurant, she has grown. So that's it. But we women, we always want to sit back and wait for everything to come from the men. And trust me, when we find ourselves that way, the men will always want to play us like football, which is not good. So you need to stand up. You need to start doing something. How can something like Maggie finish in the house and you'll be waiting for your husband to come back? Or you'll be waiting for the money he's going to come home with? You need to begin to ask yourself such a question. Why am I existing? If that's what if that's where you find your place, you need to start asking yourself question. Why am I existing? Why am I even in this marriage? When I cannot even work to put the tiniest thing, the most tiniest thing into the house, I cannot afford it, I cannot bring it, then there is a problem. One of the reasons why we need to work again is to maintain a standard of living. Please put it down. To maintain a standard of living. Everybody wants to live big. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be comfortable. What's your effort towards that? Are you waiting, folding your hands and waiting for your spouse to be the one to make everything happen? Trust me, there are days that your spouse will be weak. There are days that your spouse will be low. What are you going to rely on if you are that woman that is waiting for your spouse to do everything? So you need to work in order to have or maintain a particular standard of living. Are you aspiring to climb from stage 1 to stage 2? What's your effort to it? You need to make an effort. You need to make an impact. If, for instance, your husband comes home, assuming his salary for the month is running into 100,000, and the needs that you have in the house is 150,000 naira. That's the standard of you're looking at. You're looking at to have a home where 150,000 naira should be our basic. But your husband is making 100,000. Who fulfills the remaining 50%, 50,000? If you really want to achieve that 150,000 expenses, who fulfills the 50%? Don't you think you have a part to play there so that the man wouldn't be under any pressure? It is your duty for you to get your hands into work. Get busy with your hands. You can get busy with your hands even up to 4, 5, 6 things. I was reading something that one of my childhood friends posted on the Facebook, and we all know her as a sit-at-home mom. And all of a sudden, she was writing something and said that her workers are wondering how she does all these things together. And somebody chatted her, did you say workers? You are a sit-at-home mom, so how come you have workers? So she had to reply the person with a very lengthy text message, which I also had to take my time to read, because most of us say we are sit-at-home mom, and we don't know, as a sit-at-home mom, you can actually be doing business somewhere. This lady is in the US, and she has like 6 different businesses in Nigeria. and she has workers. And she has not been to Nigeria for the past like 7 years now. Whoa, I told myself this is serious. All the way from the US, she has 6 different businesses and they are all working and they are all reporting to her and her money goes into her account every month. And I said, this is a sit-at-home mom with difference. Like, really, it can work. And she started saying that she started this business with just $100. She bought some things during sales and sent home. And that was how it all started. Now she has a staff spread of more than 40 people that she's paying, and the income still comes, like her profit still comes into her account while she's in the US. So it's something, it's ideal. I believe she had one particular idea and pursued the idea, and now she has 6 different businesses. And she was saying that she's still going, she intends to do more. That in the US, she doesn't have any business in the US. So she sits at home and nurses her 4 children. In fact, they're all adults now, they're all grown. Before she'll be like 22 years. And she said that has been a lifestyle. So I now figured out that really, that we can actually sit at home and do something meaningful. Put people on salary and things will be happening. It's just for us to develop an idea, pursue it, and then you see it work. Because we have some men that will say, my wife will not work. And no matter what you preach from now to tomorrow, they will not support you to work. But you can actually be a sitter, because why they don't want you to work is because they don't want you to go out and leave the kids or probably leave the home front. So this particular woman does the homework to the extent that she paints her house by herself. That's as much as her own duty in the house is. So she takes care of the home front. Everybody is good, everybody is fine, but things are happening out there for her sake, and money is coming home. So it's high time we begin to think, beyond saying I'm a housewife, I'm a sit-at-home mom. Let's start doing something. Let's get busy. Let's get our hands busy. Then why again, that's my last point, why do we have to work? We are creative human beings. We are. God created us that way. So you need to begin to create. These clothes we wear today, somebody sat down and thought about it. If your hands cannot work, let your brains go into work. There are people that have the money, but they don't have the ideas. There are people that have the ideas, they don't have the money. So if you've got a good idea, if you go back and sit down and think properly, even if you don't have the idea, if you come up with a very good idea, wherever, in the church, anywhere, you can meet somebody and say, Madam, I have this idea. I don't know if you're going to buy it. I have this idea, but I don't have the money to sponsor this idea. What do you think? Can we come together and do something? I bring the idea, you bring the money, sponsor it. Let's see how it works. Many people have done that and they've gone far in life. So, in as much as your hands cannot move, let your brain move. Begin to create something. You can sit at home and start creating. God gave us talent, different talents, everybody. Like before now, if somebody had told me that I was going to be doing such a thing, I wouldn't believe it. But I know I love writing and I love talking. But turning it this way, I never knew I was going to do it ever in my life. So finding myself here, I just told myself, really, God has deposited in everybody something that you're going to use tomorrow to make impact, to put joy in your life, to put joy in your family, to put joy in people out there. Today, my family knows that this is last Thursday, that, oh no, mommy is having a program today. Like I saw my children in school, I'm like, I'm rushing, oh mommy, today is your program. I say yes. So it's giving them joy, like their mother is making impact somewhere there. So that's it, something you're going to think out, create out anything. It could be anything. It might not necessarily fetch you money, but at least you're making an impact. You're being useful. You're being creative. Touching people's life is enough thing for you to do, because God will somehow bless you for doing that. So women, we need to start thinking of working. We need to start being useful. We just need to break ourselves out of that space. If you're in one business, you can think of expanding. Cross the border. If your business is giving you 10,000 naira today, and by tomorrow you have a problem of 20,000 naira in the family, and put all the income together, you have 15,000 naira. There is 5,000 naira shorting. You can start thinking overboard. What do I do to have extra pay? There are many things that we can do. My makeup artist, she's a lawyer. She goes to court, but she has her makeup studio somewhere. That's a superwoman. Because why? You're trying to to maintain a particular living standard. You're trying to give your family a particular... I don't think there's any woman that wants her children or the spouse to suffer in any way or to lack anything. Because everything that is good to everybody. There is nobody that you will give lottery today that will say, no, I don't want lottery. The only thing you can say is, oh, I'm not able to afford lottery. But is it, if lottery is good, lottery is good. But then, it's something you need to be able to afford. So I don't think there is anybody here that will say, I don't like good things. We all love good things. Let's work towards it. If you're listening to me today, it is important you start changing your mindset. Don't be a sit-at-home mom. Don't feel so comfortable where you are. Continue to see, what more can I do? What more can I do? Because there are lives to be touched. If the one you have now is okay for you, why not start thinking about charity? Why not start thinking about making impact in other people's lives? Now, we are not discussing only work today, we are also talking about support. From my own definition, because there are many definitions to this particular word, means to maintain, sustain, or withstand pressure, strain, or weight without giving up. I'll take it again. I look at support as a means to maintain, sustain, or withstand pressure, strain, or weight without giving up, like giving away. It's also a way to hold up or to preserve. And also, I look at it as to undergo or endure, especially with patience and submission. So we are meant to support without being disrespectful to the man. It's that your support should not affect your submission to the man. And when you decide to support, please support with all patience. Don't just support because I want to support, and the next thing you're being angered. You feel like you want to pull the wall because you're doing something that ordinarily should be done by your husband. It is not good. It is a no-no. Such things don't bring happiness to the home. Such things divide the home. Such things makes the home a war zone. Everybody is ready to back at each other. It's a no-no. As a home builder, you don't have to do that. You support because you need to support. Let's look at the reasons why we need to support. We support our spouse in 4 different categories. I have decided to place it in 4 different categories. And one of the first category is we support them mentally. We support them mentally. When we say mentally, how you ask yourself, how do I support my spouse mentally? There is nothing that makes the man feel loved when we are proud of them. No matter how bad your husband is, please be proud of him. He is your husband. No matter how you want to look at it, your husband cannot, if your husband is Simon, Mr. Simon cannot all of a sudden change to be Mr. Emeka. He cannot all of a sudden change to be Mr. Jimmy. You got married to Mr. Simon, so please be proud of Mr. Simon. When you come out to the public, when you come out to the society, be proud of him. Even if he's the most stupid person, let that stupidity be rated in the house, not outside the doors of your home. It's very important that we are proud of them. Very, very important that we are proud of our spouse. When we are proud of them, it makes them to, I don't know if any of you have experienced it, when you try to talk good of your husband somewhere, there's how the shoulders used to go high. It will look as if he has just grown extra. You know this shoulder pad that olden days people used to use? That shoulder pad that used to be very high, the thing will just be like this. And you'll be wondering what is happening. Has my husband grown or my spouse grown higher wings? No, it's just that you have made him feel what? Proud. It's very important. Most times women run down their men outside, and it's not good. Men run down their women outside, no matter how bad that person is. Please let it be in the closet. Let it be inside your room. Even your children shouldn't even know about that. It's very important. You don't run down your spouse anyhow. You can do it inside the bedroom. Whatever you people have, trash it. If your space is just a space that can take There's just one space that everybody, then let the children go to school, let people go out, call him. If you want to finish him, finish him. When you finish removing his clothes, help him to wear the clothes back with your mouth. But when you come outside, like people will be wondering, do these two people quarrel at all? Yes, you quarrel, but you have decided to respect your spouse outside. So mentally, support your spouse by being proud of them. I used to tell people, no matter how bad somebody is, there is one thing, if you search deep, if you want to be truthful to yourself, there must be one thing good about that person. Must. Only if you have not searched. Be patient and search out for that one thing that will make you to say yes. If not for everything, for the sake of this thing, let me be proud of this man. Very important. I used to tell people, most men that do not have money, they are very loving people. They are very kind. They try to augment, oh, I cannot give you a 5-star life. They can go as low as going to iron your clothes. They can go as low as serving you, helping you to bring your food, helping you to do dishes. They can be very loving, but most times women focus their minds on the wealth. The man should have money. Let him give me good life. And there are some people that are in that wealthy home that are crying. They have the bags of money beside them, but they are not happy because they are looking out for love. So I tell women, if you have a man that is ready to show you love without money, please. Comfortable life in a good system. So mentally, we should always be proud of our spouse. Bring out the best. Look at the second part of it, the emotional part. This one is very delicate, very, very delicate. A lot of women fail in this aspect of emotional support. And most men today, I tell women, when you see a man that goes outside his home, looking for younger people or looking for mistresses outside the marriage, go and check it deeply. Go and interrogate that man deeply. You will find out that the emotional support is not there. The woman is not playing that part. The wife at home is not playing that role. And men are like babies. They tend to cling to what gives them that comfort, gives them that joy, gives them that happiness. Let you as a woman, let you as a man be a source of, happiness to whoever is your spouse. This is not the part of I am poor. No, it doesn't have to do with, it doesn't have anything to do with emotion. Emotion is very cheap. As in cheap, like everybody can afford it if you decide to. So it's important we support our spouse. Let us work with them through thick and thin. There are times that a man is low. There are times that women are low. Support. That shoulder to cry on is what you need to provide. Once you provide that, you'll find out that the man will lean on your shoulder at that time that things are not okay. But trust me, this is a time that women will want to tear the man apart. Look at your mates. They are the ones buying car. Papi Iyabo just bought car. Mami Iyabo is now driving the car. If you have gotten one for yourself, by now I should have been driving it. And you know the man is in his low time. At that moment, that's not what he needs. We don't have to quarrel over everything. Let us learn to give that shoulder, that emotional support, that shoulder to lean on. We are called the helpmates. If somebody is going through stress, it is our duty to make that stress less and not to aggravate the stress, not to make it more, but to bring it down, suppress it, whatever you can do. There was one time we were talking some time ago, and a woman said, at some point, I have to take all my wrappers. I know our mothers those days did it, a lot of them, but these days you hardly find it happen. I took all my wrappers to the market, all my Hollandis, I sold them in order to give my money, some money to put back in the business because there was some issues and the man lost some money. How many of us are ready to do that today? How many people are willing to do such a thing? Trust me, that man, when he wants to bounce back, he will bounce back double. Why is he going to bounce back double? Because he knows that his wife had sold her precious things in order to get this money, through of course. And next thing, he puts this money. If he was working hard maybe 5 hours before, now he will begin to work extra. Why will he want to work extra? He wants to get back that money. He wants to be able to buy back those wrappers for the woman and still carry on with the business. But in our today's world, no. What we do, most of us will abandon the relationship, most of us will abandon the marriage. We'll begin to look out for that money outside. We'll say, I cannot manage. Why wouldn't you manage? It is for better, for worse. It is a decision you made that you want to be with this man. So if you have to be with this man, if you have to be with this woman, then you must know that during the low times, it is my shoulder that he or she has to cry on. And then I can be able to clean the tears and make the person stand again. Is there opportunity to stand? There is obviously an opportunity to stand, but it all depends on the spouse. So it's very important that we stand firmly and encourage, be a source of encouragement to our spouse, so that those low moments it's just a period of time. It definitely will come and pass. Are you able to be patient? Are you able to endure? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Remember, the support that we're talking about has to do with endurance, has to do with patience, has to do with being a shoulder for somebody to lean on. It is very important. Another reason why, another aspect of support that we should be looking at is physical support. We have looked at mentally, we have looked at emotionally, now we are looking at physical. The physical support is very, very important. Most of us in our relationships, we don't make our time to spoil our spouses. It's everyday thing, everyday the same thing. You don't make out time to like, oh, honey, come, let me take you out. Even if it's to buy buns and sit under the tree and just talk and laugh. It's not expensive. Because when we say it, some women will say, what? Take my husband out. I'm not finishing what to do. Is to take him out. How? He's supposed to do that. It's not true. There is no place that it is written that it's the man that does the taking out. You as a woman can do it. Even if it's to sit by Mami Yabo's canteen and take one bottle of Zobo, 100 naira, 50 naira, with 50 naira bonds. The idea, what you're trying to do, is to show him that you support him. No matter what is happening, I am standing with you. There is nothing that gives a man a sense of belonging when he feels that I look behind or I look beside me and I have a woman standing, I have a man standing beside me, making me feel that, go, we are together. It is quite encouraging. So let us start thinking about it. It does not only works on the man, it also works on the woman, because most times couples don't have the avenue where they can rub minds, like deep minds. There's something that is called deep rubbing of mind, like you go so deep in your discussion. This is where a man, that's why some men will have things, they will have properties, they will have ideas, but they don't develop it because they have not shared it with anybody, and they are afraid to share it with their wives because their wives will never come up with any good idea. If you're a woman and you are not having good, deep understanding, deep discussions with your husband, you have to start working hard to start doing that. Because most times, God drops an idea in a man, it is the woman that fine-tunes the idea. If you do a statistic of successful men, go and have discussions with them. They will tell you, yes, my wife was quite, her presence was quite modernized it. My wife brought out the best in it. Because that's why you guys are husband and wife. You are there to complement each other. But a lot of women don't play that role. So you see a man, he has an idea, but because his partner has not joined, come together to put the two brains together, the idea will just fizzle away. And it will look as if the man is not doing well, or that the man does not know what he wants to do, or that the man cannot make it in life. It's not true. It's just that you as a woman have not started playing your own part. You have not started coming into knowing deeply from the man, hear from him, talk about it, discuss with him, let him share his ideas. then you as a woman will fine-tune the idea. He might be taking this dream so big and thinking that he cannot start it because he doesn't have the capital. You as a woman can come into that dream and say, no honey, no, how much do you have now? Okay, me, I've saved like 5,000. Let's add 5,000 plus a 10,000 naira. We can start it small. And the man will like, yeah, it's true, we can start it small. And the business is started. And the next thing, money is coming in. But if he was having that idea low, a business of 30,000 naira, and he has 10,000 naira, and he's keeping it to himself, he hasn't said it to you because you pay less attention to him, he will die with that idea because the money is 10,000 and the business is 30,000. And he's just there. Before you know what is happening, another problem will come, sweep the 10,000 naira away, and the idea dries up. So it will look as if our men are not productive. No, they are. It's just for you as a woman, play your own role. And such informations, we get it very easily when we hang out, when we do that two-aside hangout. But let's just stroll to the tree. Anything. You don't need to dress too loud. You don't need to. It could just be slippers, bedroom slippers. Maybe let's just stroll down to that place. While you're strolling, you might see somewhere you can have a drink. 100 naira, give me 2 zobo. You take and cool your test. While you are drinking that zobo, discussions will be what? Flowing. Don't concentrate on looking at who your husband is looking or who is looking at your husband. Concentrate on having a meaningful what? Discussions. Because a lot of men that I've spoken to say, I don't like taking my wife out. When I take my wife out, what she does is to be turning around and be looking at the young girls and the people there and watching those ones that are looking at me and the one I am looking at. For God's sake, why are we there? Why are you looking at who I'm looking at? We should be talking. So we should, try to get ourselves not to deviate from what we actually wanted to achieve. Another thing is that such thing fuels our marriage. Love, when we feel loved, when you hang out like that, when you stroll, when you do two aside, it fuels the relationship. Because you find out that you bond more. There is that bond. People are talking about bonding. Bonding does not fall from the sky. And it's not the one that plumbing material people sell. You cannot go and buy bond and come and bond yourself with your husband. No. It is interaction, discussions, what you do together that bonds the both of you. So this physical support bonds the both of you. It makes you people closer. And when you people are close, together you will move what? Mountains. But when you are separated, you begin to fight what is fighting you. And the man is fighting what is fighting. Eventually, two of you will not be able to make anything that is meaningful out of your life. So it is important that we support. It's also important that we celebrate our spouse, especially women. Women, we always tell ourselves, oh no, I'm the one raising the child. The man will just come home. No! Please, always celebrate your spouse because they are co-parents. I have a lot of men. There was this joke that we watched the other day, and the man said it is his turn to make Sunday rice. That every Sunday the woman will run inside the kitchen and go and be cooking, and the children now feels that she's the only one that takes care of them. So now that he's going to enter the kitchen and he carried a bag of salt and poured inside the pot and nobody could eat the food, all in the name of proving that I'm part of them. He was trying to prove that he's also a parent. That's what he was trying to do. Yes, why are men struggling to prove that they are parents? It's because women have decided to take all the glory, which is not good at all. It is not good. Hey, I'm the only one that bats the child. I'm the only one that combs his hair. I'm the only one that takes him to school. Remember that if he was not doing some other things, you wouldn't have been able to do those things that you're counting. So let us learn to celebrate our men because they are also a co-parent to that child or to your children. We should not deny them that. That is physical support. Sometimes you need to start telling them, oh, even if you went to pay school fees, yes, daddy has brought the school fees money. Celebrate them. Let the children know. Not I am coming to pay your school fees. Oh, I have paid your school fees. Even if you're the one bringing the money, let the children know it is what? Daddy that has done that. It gives respect to that man. Even when our husbands bring the money, we claim all the this thing. We say it is us. It is not good. Learn to celebrate them. Learn to celebrate the man. It is very, very important because this thing makes them to go out and struggle more When they know that their children, just imagine as a man, you're entering the house and the children run. Daddy, 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 thank you for the clothes. Mommy bought this, mommy gave us this clothes that you bought it. And you don't even know anything about the clothes. If you're a man, how will you feel? You will feel so happy, you will feel overwhelmed. Whoa, she bought this clothes and she said, I am the one that did what? That bought it. You have not, what you have done is, you have celebrated that man in front of who? The children, the kids. And the kids, in return, are appreciating him. If that man enters the room, will he hug you to say thank you? Or will he shout at you? I'm sure he will hug you to say thank you for doing this in my what? In my name. Because the children believe that daddy did what? Bought it. But daddy did not play any part in it. It's just you. You bought it. But because you want to support your spouse physically, and you want to celebrate him, you make the children believe daddy did what? Daddy bought it. I tell people, there is no competition in parenting. All of us, you, the man and the woman, you are there for one purpose, to raise a child that is what? Good. That's all. There is no competition. So this issue of don't mind your father, I will buy it for you. Please let us stop it. Because a lot of women do it. Daddy, I want biscuits, I don't have money. Come out, Obina, don't worry, don't disturb your daddy. I'll buy it for you. You can never buy biscuits. That is running down a man. Physically, you are torturing that man. You're not giving that man support. You know he doesn't have that money. Even if he has the money and refuses to bring it, don't run him down in front of your children. At the end of the day, he is still the father of your children, and you want your children to be proud that they have a father. If you want them to feel less of that, just know that the mistake or the blame should be on you, because you are the one that made the mistake and married that useless man that you are talking about that gave you those children. So if you don't want to take the blame that you are the one that married the useless man, never paint him as a useless man. Paint him as that good man, so that your children will grow up with good mental, a perfect psychology about who their father is. It is very important. And the last that we're going to look at, which is the biggest of all, and it is a serious trouble. I know when I say this now, a lot of women will say no in their mind. They can't say it out because they know that will have problems. I know deep down in your mind you'll be saying no, no, no. This is a no, no. The last and the least is finance. Financially, we need to support our spouse. For I know 60% of women, they will tell you it is a no-no. The man is created to pick bills. The man is created to give me happiness. The day he came to my father's house, he told them he would take care of me, and blah, 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 blah. I ask one question. If you leave everything in the hands of this man, and he decides to live up to what you put him through, and peradventure, he dies while trying and struggling to make you happy, to pick your bills, who picks it after them? Everybody's face is changing. Who picks it after them? It is still you, the what? The woman. Because our men go through a lot of stress. Sometimes our men go to bed and while you are sleeping, they are awake. What are they doing? They are thinking how to make the ends meet. And it's a good thing that a man wakes up to think how to make money. But it is bad when it becomes a system for a man. Why? Because that lack of sleep is costing him his health. He is gradually dying and you don't know. And I ask, I will not support, I will not give my money. If the man dies, that money that you are holding, you will have to bring it out because you need to pay the bills. And it's so painful because the shoes that two people are supposed to wear, only you will be wearing it now. So it is something that we should have a rethink. If I have money, there was a case that came to me on my table one day, and the man said, the painful thing is that I only needed 4 million naira, and my wife had 9 million naira in the account, and she said she didn't have any money. And this man wanted to commit suicide. because of 4 million naira. He was so depressed. He ran to the east, to the west, to the south, to the north, looking for 4 million naira. And the wife was comfortably sitting on 9 million naira. Ask me how did the 9 million naira come about? She's on salary of 380,000 every month from the man's company. So the man, that 9 million naira came from the money she made out of her husband. And this same man needs 4 million naira, and the woman is sitting on 9 million naira and telling the man, why not borrow from the bank? Why not go and borrow 4 million naira from the bank? I mean, this is to the extent women can go. And lo and behold, the man left his house at about 4:30 a.m. going to somebody's house where he wanted to beg for money. He actually came to my house. Let me make the story clearer. He actually came to my house about 4:30 a.m. Madam, I'm in front of your gate. Please open your gate. What is happening? And eventually he was looking for money. And what I asked, I said, what if you had run into the hands of robbers? What if you had accident or something? If something negative that should happen, anything could have happened. 4:30 a.m. looking for 4 million naira, and his wife is comfortably sitting on 9 million naira. It is a serious problem. And when he told me this, he said, Madam, the day I came to your house looking for 4 million naira, my wife had 9 million naira in the account as I was talking to you. Is it fair? That was the question. Madam, is it fair? I laughed. I said, it's not fair. Because she could have given him that 4 million naira and still have what? 5 million. It was just a problem that needed to be solved. And this is the mentality that a lot of women have. Why do we have to put our spouse through that? Something that you can do. You're doing it for the house. When I spoke to the lady, I said, what about if this man, with all desperation, he said he has not slept in 3 days, and really, if you see him, he looked like somebody that has not slept in 1 week. And we know the damages lack of sleep does to the body. So you are gradually killing your husband, all in the name of you want to sit on 4 million naira. That is wickedness. If that man dies, his life is worth more than 4 million naira. You're going to be a widow, even if you think of remarrying tomorrow. You're going to be a widow for some period of time. You're going to raise that children for some period of time. You're going to take responsibility of those children for some period of time. And trust me, 9 million naira in our today's world will not take you anywhere. Before you know what is happening, it is gone. So women, we need to start understanding. That was why when I talked about work, people that came late missed that part. Why we need to work. I said we're going to come back to this work thing. If you're a woman, you're here, you're not working, you're not doing anything, you need to start, no matter how small it is, because you need to support your spouse financially, no matter how small. There was somebody I was discussing with the other day. She said, my husband does it all, but I begged him to leave the DSTV bill for me. So every month I pick the DSTV bill. That's a good start. That's a good one. He does everything. He can afford everything. But she wants to feel useful. She wants to make an impact. She wants to contribute. And she says, please, leave the DSTV bill for me. I will always pay it every month. She says before the month goes to the end, she has gone to pay for it because she doesn't want it to expire so that the man doesn't have to pay. She goes and pays up front. Let's start feeling useful so that our men can begin to respect us. When a woman is not contributing anything in the house, financially, somehow it brings disrespect to us. Imagine today, honey, please, can I have money to make my hair? He gives you. Tomorrow, honey, please, can I get money for cream? He gives you. Tomorrow, honey, there's this ashebi we need to buy, it's 2,000 naira. He gives you. How long will he continue to give you with smiles? So you need to start asking yourself questions. Even if to say, okay, honey, I'll take care of my bills, all my accessories, all my hair, my makeup, my everything. I'll do all that. Just take care of the other bills. It is something. Because there are some women, if my husband does not give me, I cannot do anything. It is a no-no. So we need to start supporting our spouse. It's very, very important that we do that. If we look at all this and see how far it will go in our relationships, in our marriages, in our homes. You'll be amazed when you look at all these that we have talked about and put it into practice in your house. You'll be amazed at how things will change, at how the man will start seeing you. Just give this support, mental support, give the financial support, give the physical support. More importantly, give the emotional support. The emotional support is very big, but today I decided to streamline it to just being a shoulder to the man. Let us be a shoulder to our spouse. When they come home, even when you know you are waiting for trouble, like you are having trouble waiting down for him, when you see him walk in, you should be able to look at his face and say, do I release this trouble or I should still pack it? When you look at situation around, you can decide this trouble is for tomorrow.
Okay, my name is Mrs. Grace Khan.
Mrs. Grace Khan, you're welcome. And
good evening, everyone. My name is Emmanuel. Okay.
Welcome, Emmanuel. Please, just before we go into why you guys are here, sorry, it's impromptu, I didn't tell anybody. I mean, just what's your view about marriage from your own experience?
Okay, from my own experience, I would say I could remember when I was about to get married. Because this is my mom's seat, I call her mom's seat, and I had to talk with her, and she was telling me that marriage is like one Chinese soup. It's sweet and sour. That when you lick it, there's some parts that will be sweet, then some will be sour. So I didn't understand what she was saying then. I was like, how can she say that? There's love now, we love each other, blah, 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 and all that. But when I got inside, I had to understand what she was actually trying to pass to me. Marriage, it takes, I think, I'm 4 years in marriage right now, but I think I've not even gone a step, or I've not even seen or know what marriage is all about. But with my little experience, I can tell you that it takes a lot. In our previous classes, she used to say marriage, love is about doing. It's an action word. It's not a feeling. In marriage, you have to do a lot. You have to sacrifice. You have to put in all your best. You don't have to. In marriage, if you're lazy, you shouldn't come inside marriage. If you're a lazy person, you know you don't know how to walk. You're not ready to change. Another most important thing is change. You have to learn things and unlearn things. Some characters you have to drop, some you have to learn it. And mostly, if there was this particular topic we talked about in our last class, or few classes, she was talking about the quarreling part. That as your spouse, the woman in the marriage, you should always learn how to accommodate your husband. No matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, you should know how to accommodate, how to relate with him. That even if when you want to change a particular something in him, or you want him to change, there's a way you should go about it, and he will change. If not, he's not going to change. And truthfully, that is correct. There's some things in my marriage, when I want to do it in a harsh way, it will quickly backfire. But if I follow it gradually, and I take the better route, it comes out very beautiful. And I wish I have people to testify in that. But since these 4 years, I know I can say I've tried my best, and I'll still put more into it. I know I've not gone anywhere. I'm still learning from her, learning from so many other people. So the little ones I've known, that's what I'm sharing now. I think the most important thing is the doing part. You have to do your best. Just do your best. Do your best. Be honest. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Grace. I mean, like she said, I can remember there, like almost 5 years now, 4 years plus, when she came and met me and said that she wants to go. Let's talk about marriage. I'm like, marriage is sweet and sour, and that's the honest truth. Sweet and sour. There's a sweet part, there's a sour part. So it's just for you to know that if I taste the sour part, I should be ready to taste the sweet part. If I taste the sweet part, I should also be ready to taste the sour part. These two makes it very interesting. So, Mr. Emmanuel, I know you're a single man. You've not gone into marriage, but you hope to get married someday. So, what's your view? What are you ready? Is it a journey you want to go into? Are you excited? or you feel scared? Just tell us, how do you feel about this thing called marriage?
Well, it's a good question. It's a good, they don't think of you can come together
and build
a home. You start the foundation, but they want a foundation that they've laid already. The building is there, everything is there. They don't want to suffer. They just want to enjoy with you. You understand? So it takes time. It takes time to look for a girl that will understand you very well. For you to have already to be patient, and for you to build your home you want. Because sure, sometimes when I look at my guys that are married, I feel I wish I'm married too, so that I can hang out with my wife and my children, stroll to a garden or a beach, something like that. It makes the life very easy. It makes everything very easy for them, for the guys. But just like as you said, that am I happy? Am I excited? To get married, to get into it? Yeah, I'm excited. Very, very, very.
Good to know. Good to know that you're excited.
Honestly.
Thank God you're not one of the men that say that I'm scared. I don't want to get married. I don't want to get married. So we've heard it, and I'm sure that people that are watching us from outside, you're hearing it. Young ladies, please begin to plan to start from the foundation.
Yeah.
Don't wait for already made home.
Yes.
Because if we all wait for already made home, who now makes the home? We need to all go out there and start planning how to make our homes. Build it together. You build the empire that you're dreaming of. It's very possible. And trust me, when you build from the foundation with a man, he respects you. I don't know if we have anybody with question. Please, if you have a question, just raise up your hand. Feel free to ask any question, even if it doesn't have anything to do with what we talked about today. Maybe there are things or issues that have been bothering you. You just want an answer to that. We have 3 of us here. If I can't answer it, I'm sure Mrs. Grace can answer, Mr. Emmanuel can answer. So please, let the questions come rolling. Anybody with a question? I can ask my own question if you don't have. Okay. We have somebody coming. Please, can we get the mic to them?
My own question is that you give out some points that a woman should do to support the husband. Then if a woman will be able to do all these things, still the man don't appreciate it, or is there any way the man should appreciate that, yes, this woman is trying a lot?
You want to answer? I should go ahead and answer. Go ahead. I should go ahead and answer. Okay, this question is, why I laughed, is quite funny. Because in my own terms of giving, when I give, I don't expect back. It has helped me. When I give, I don't expect anything back. But eventually, if you bring something back, that is a plus. If you have that mindset about giving, it will to know if somebody appreciated you or not. And remember, from the beginning of this class, we said we are the home builders, and you are the only one, you that is the home builder, is the one that has the picture of the home you are building. Every other person is existing around your picture. If I am building my picture to have a peaceful home, a home where my children will respect my husband and respect me, a home where respect is of paramount importance, I will not look for whether the man is appreciating or not. Why? Because my focus and my target is on achieving that my purpose. So if the man appreciates me tomorrow, good and fine. If he doesn't, good and fine. Is my picture coming out clearly? That is my focus. Once I have my picture, that is enough appreciation to me. Because there is nothing as bad as that you work hard to get something done and you are not achieving results. Once you achieve results to what you are looking out for, then that is the first appreciation that you should give to your own self, yourself. Just like a lizard will fall from up, my people will say lizard will fall from up and nod his head. What he is doing is, look at where I fell from. Nah, you have tried. That is the idea. So the lizard pats himself on his back Do that for yourself. Stop expecting that somebody will pay you back or somebody will show you back. Don't even go there, because when you wait for that, you will never ever see it. But when you take your mind off it, you will begin to see it flow. And there are some men, they will appreciate you inside their heart. They don't know how to show it. Men are not like women. Women show all their expression. If I'm angry, I burst. If I'm happy, darling, 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 there's one that you'll be darling, and they will tell you, why are you smiling as if meat is on the fire? You know when meat is on the fire, it's a proverb in Igbo language. They say when the meat is on fire, when a man puts meat on the fire and the oil starts dropping down, the woman will begin to answer call and nobody is calling her. Darling, did you call me? It's not call, it's that meat that is making her to answer call. That is the way it works. So don't expect. But whether men are supposed to appreciate, they are meant to appreciate. Very important. Men are supposed to appreciate the women that go extra mile. It's very, very important. Under a normal circumstance, a man is supposed to do that. But why I don't expect so much from men, I will tell you. I'm not exonerating them, no. A man, if a woman is paying bills, because where you're coming from, if when you're trying to say you're doing everything, you support, you do this, you do that, to lift up all the burden from the man, how is he appreciating me? That thing you're doing is not making the man happy. Deep down inside the man, he feels less of a man. There is no man that will want to sit at home and my wife will be taking all bills. There is no man. Because of what God has created them to be. They want the egoistic person, the man that has the ego. A man wants to pay his bills and make his family happy and pat himself on the shoulder and say, yes, I have done it. So you know that the man is already emotionally troubled. For the fact you're doing that thing, he's happy, but he feels, I am less of a man now. And that's why we must be careful. When you're doing it, don't rub it on them. The way we rub it on them is we want them to reciprocate. I just came up from, can't you go and bring my food inside the kitchen? You are sending your husband because you came up from, and so what? He will not go and get the food for you in the kitchen. You don't rub it on him. Because what you're trying to tell him is, I have gone outside to make money. Now I am back, serve me. It's not nice. Because you're killing that man. That man is dying gradually and you do not know it. Sometimes you might, if pray one day, God expose to me how this man feels. You might run into him one day shedding tears while you're not around because of what? He feels less of who he's supposed to be. So don't expect too much. Don't even expect. But if it comes, the best for you. It makes you even a happier person. But when you do it without expecting, it makes you, God will even bless you more because his heart is blessing you. So let us cancel this thing of I am doing everything and the man is not appreciating me. Please, let's cancel it. Do what you need to do because you need to do it. Because I have a picture I am painting. Because I have a home that I am building. Tomorrow it is not going to be that way. And there is something that you're doing. Your children are watching you. If you're expecting appreciation, your children are watching you because it will be all over you. They will see it. Mommy is expecting daddy to say thank you. The good children will say, why should mommy be expecting daddy to say thank you? And they know both our parents. Then the bad ones will say, yes, but daddy is supposed to say thank you. Since mommy is doing his work, it's not good. Because you're not even impacting something good on your children. So let us learn to give without expecting back, please. That is the law of giving. Give without expecting back. That is it. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Okay. In addition to that, in everything that she said, which is correct, you can also give him time. Some of them, they might not say it out like she said. They might just be observing you to actually know if you can do this with all your heart. And at the end of it, I don't know the situation surrounding your question or the circumstance, but I'm telling you, sometimes you can give them time and they will still appreciate you. And I believe that when they want to appreciate you, men appreciate in a bigger way, much bigger way. That all the years you think you've wasted or you've suffered or you've sacrificed, that the gift or whatever they will use in appreciating you will cover it very well. Those that you think that they don't appreciate, just give them time, follow them up with love, treat them so good. They will change, I believe so.
Yeah. I'll bust your bubbles now. There's a young lady that that dumped the guy 2 days to their wedding. Ask me why. She saw her friend with the guy. People called her and said, I saw your guy with this guy, in the bar, they're drinking, talking, I don't know, I'm suspecting them. Another person called, another person called. 4 different calls. They even called, I said, come, you will see him here now. She's still with your bestie. That's supposed to be her chief bridesmaid, right? And she's busy hanging out with the man. 2 days to the wedding, she called off the wedding. Lo and behold, the man was only planning surprise with the bestie, and that was how she called off the marriage. But by the time she realized it, she started begging. She started pleading. The girlfriend had to take her to where they were making the customized thing that the boy wanted them to get for her wedding. So women run into conclusions so fast. 2 days to the wedding, you've gone online, the wedding cancelled, call people, parents, everything. The wedding could not hold because it was cancelled already. So she messed up herself out of being what? Impatient. Talk. And talk under a very good atmosphere. Don't talk with anger. Don't fight. When a man is trying to, give you a treat, and you want to respond to him that way because you don't know what he's planning, it throws them off balance. He could go physical with you. So it is very important. The order of the day is my husband is cheating. Many cases I have looked into, really the man is not cheating. It's just assumption, speculation, people spreading news. You understand? I know a couple of times when I had to get calls, I'm suspecting, why are you leaving your husband? There's this, I say there's nothing, that is his classmate, leave him. And that is his, just look for something to what? Say, there are home breakers everywhere. Some of them are instigating it just to jump into your home. So we must be very careful. And when a man knows that he's not doing this thing that you're accusing him of, he can go even over physical with you. This violence of a thing we're talking about, most times women instigate it. Look at the circumstances, look at everything that is happening. Check if the atmosphere is okay. No sane man, I don't want to believe that you opened your eyes and went and married a beast. And you know it's a beast and you married a beast. But the truth of the matter is everybody, including you and I, we have that beast inside of us. There is something that brings it out. So you don't make yourself an instrument of bringing out the beast in your spouse. Don't ever do it. Always look for the right time to talk. Like I say, dialogue in marriage, very important. But do it under a perfect condition and atmosphere. It is very, very important. If you are angry, please don't talk. Because some men cannot stand being insulted. And we women, our power is in our mouth. When we start running the mouth, we will tell him even the day that his mother was conceived and how she was conceived. And that is enough to put a man off. And before you know what's happening, he goes physical. So it is very important. You can make that point that you want to make, and the man will take it, and assimilate it. And you to be happy that discussion actually took place. So violence is a no-no, and please, you as a woman, don't instigate it. Very, very important. Your husband comes home drunk, please show him to his bed. Show him bathroom, shower, please, come and lie down and sleep. Tomorrow, whatever you want to talk, you can always resolve it. I don't know if that answered your question.
We'll be taking just 2 questions.
Okay, before we go into the 2 questions, we are having giveaway today. Somebody is going, with extra 5,000 in our pocket or his pocket. Yes, you just take a pen, write your name, write your account number, and your phone number, close it. We're going to go around, pick it, shake it, pick out whoever is the lucky person is going on with extra 5,000. Want to pick out of the random box. Like when we did random sampling in school, they will put mixed boxes, mix like sparrows and balls. They will tell you pick the unique one out of it. It takes you focusing, right? Looking into the box of balls, looking at them one after the other to be able to identify what is in this person that is not in this person, whatever the thing you're looking for. Are you looking for the unique one? Are you looking for the one that is blue? Is something you need to concentrate. Now, there is something that is involved. You have idea of what you're looking for. Do you understand? In the box of balls, You have idea. Either the math teacher will say, look for the one that has a square on it, the ball that has a square shape on it, or look for the ball that has 3 dots on it. Inside, they're all balls, but there is one that has 3 dots on it. They all seem alike, but there is one that has dots. Now, you going into that box to look for that ball, you have something in mind. There is a ball that has 3 dots. I am looking out for that ball. The same thing with marriage. Women, young ladies will look alike. Everybody will look alike to you. But there must be something you want. There is something that you want that you only find in that one person that is unique. That person that is carrying that thing. You understand? So the problem we have, or the problem young guys have, is they have not discovered what they even want. Some of them look at their friends. Oh, my friend's wife is so shapely. Whoa, her curves. In fact, my own wife must have this curve. You are only being influenced by your friend's what? Decision. Some will say, oh, I want a girl with a pointed nose because Ima's wife to be, her nose is pointed, mine has to be pointed. That is Ima's choice, not your choice. You understand? So you need to think of what I want in a woman. What do I want in my girl? What do I want to see in my girl? Once you have it, out of the many women, you will streamline to maybe 5 or 6 women out of that 5, so many women. Then in this 5 or 6 number that you have, you will still streamline that. Okay, this one has straight legs. I don't really want a woman that has straight legs. Please, you disqualify this one. Disqualify this one. Finally, they are down with 2 women that have K leg. Yes, I want K leg. I want pointed. No, she has pointed. Okay, but I don't want a woman that wears low cut. I want the one that has long hair. Out of the 2, there must be one that has long hair. So she's your choice because she has fit into everything that you have put. So, but the problem is, what do I want? Start from there. That's where the search starts from. It's cut across everything we do in life. You must have idea of what you, so when you see it, you can be able to identify. There was a guy that said, this year I must get married this year. Madam, pray for me. I said, it's not prayer. It's not about prayer. Oga, it's not about prayer because women and ladies are everywhere. He said, how do you know the problem I have? They are everywhere. Today you see black, tomorrow you see white. I said, what do you want? I just want a fair, dark, tall, not too tall, average, not too only you. Choose one now. Is it tall? Yes, it's tall. Is it average? Then is it short? Then let it be short. Don't just double around everywhere. And she could be slim, she could be fat. I don't mind. It's a lie. You mind. Say the one you want. Put your mind somewhere. Are you the man that likes fatty girls, fleshy girls? Then go for a fleshy girl. Many men will go for skinny girl because the man's wife is skinny. She wears something and she's fine. And that's not the kind of woman you want. So tomorrow you marry the one that is skinny and you have a mistress that is fleshy. Outside. That's what men go into today. They want Instagram picture, a girl that is sexy. But they want fleshy, they want meat. They want when they lie down, they will see pillow, extra pillow. But they'll go and marry skinny thing. And by the time they put the skinny thing, they'll be angry. So know what you want. That's where the assignment starts from. Once you know what you want, your journey is half gone. The remaining is just history. And before you know what is happening, you will find that perfect girl that will make you happy. I don't know if I've answered your question. So we're taking the last question and let us go into our raffle draw. Somebody is going on with 5,000 naira. Who is that? Come on, if you put everybody. No, you're not out of the, okay, are you out of the game? Oh, please, right? Eh? They're out of the game. I don't know yet. That God revealed to him that you are his wife. There is no problem about it. Please, tell your God to reveal to me too, so we can all be on the same page. I mean, there's nothing wrong on being the same page. Or if you don't want to tell me, you can also go and pray. God, please tell me if this person is my husband. Do you understand? People ask God for confirmation for anything. It could be in your dream or something. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it doesn't cancel the fact that God said, you are my wife or you're my husband. You can pray for you to get the revelation as well. You understand me? Are you okay?
What if you pray and maybe God is saying that man is your husband and you don't like that man?
If you are, okay, it's just very simple. If you're not ready to go with what God says, please don't ask God for his opinion. Do you understand? Don't ask God for his opinion. If you're not ready to go with what God says, go with your own opinions. Take your decision yourself. You have the right to make your decision however you want it. You understand? But if, for instance, if for any reason you have to get God involved, and God tells you or speaks to you, peradventure through your dream or something, and says this is this, and you say you don't like it, then it's left for you and your God. I mean, because you have asked his opinion, he has told you. But if, for me, if you feel you don't need God's opinion, make your decision yourself. It's a lifetime thing. You have to decide. The most important thing is for you to be happy. You understand? But if you ask me, if I ask God for his opinion and God says this is this, I will go with God's opinion because I believe there is something he's seeing I am not seeing. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, because sometimes we want to see the future from here. We can't even see the next minute. We are all seated here laughing. We don't know the next minute. I can cross this door the next minute and I'm gone. And the next thing everyone will say, she was one that just took program now. Yes, I took program, but then I didn't see that part coming and nobody saw it. So when you get God involved in some things or in everything we do, you are equally telling God, you know better than I do. So make the choice for me. You understand? And when we tell God make the choice, we play ignorant so that that choice that he makes. Pick the lucky winner. I will have you pick one. I will have you pick one. So we're having to.
Wow.
There's no cheating, there is no anything. I'm just trying to make sure that we mix up everything. I don't know who the winner is, but definitely one person or two people are going home with extra 5K.
Yes.
That can make a pot of stew with chicken inside.
Yes.
Whoa! Okay, so let's have you pick one. Yes, let's pick. Let's
We
pick
should
one.
guys know.
Okay, yeah, let's have you pick one. So just hold it. Okay, so this is out of the stage. Okay, so let's have the name you have there. Whoa! Who's going on with 5K? Hey! This is serious!
Okay. Ugu.
Hey, Tifo! Oh my God! You know what I was thinking about? I said she came first and she came with a long tummy and no of you. Whoa! I'm so happy. I wished it for you, to be honest, and I'm so happy. Yeah, she came so early for this program. All the way. And this is her first time. She's her first time from Latvia. From Latvia. She came from Latvia. She was here. Yeah, so when they talked about it, I wished it for her. The way it's yes! Oh my God! Congratulations! Please come. Let's now. Please come. Don't feel bad that you did not get anything today. It might be your turn tomorrow. Trust me, and your own might be bigger. So the essence is to make us go home and to be happy. The lady from Latvia, I'm so happy you got it because Latvia is quite a distance. That means you have something to go home with aside what we have spoken today. So Mrs. Grace, thank you so much for coming to support me. And Mr. Emmanuel, thank you so much. You can please join the audience back while we wrap up the show. So today, I'm sure we all enjoyed today's program. We're looking forward to having more interesting programs and more giveaways. There's another giveaway coming starting from 1st of July. It's happening on social media where you post your mom's picture. You could also post your picture. If you don't want to post your mom, all you need to do, post your mom's picture, you tag us, then get people to like that photo. The person with the highest number goes home with the gift. There's another gift for that. So it's going to start 1st of July. We're going to put all the information, how to go about it, what you need to do. We're going to circulate it, you get it. Once you get it, you start it. By the end of July, we'll pick the person with the highest number of likes, and that's the person that obviously won for the month of July. But for the month of July, we're going to be talking about the topic called listen, which is communication in marriage. It's a very broad topic. It promises to be very interesting because that is where we always get it wrong. We listened to the last question that we handled, second to the last question, where we talked about a man is drunk and the woman is asking, why are you cheating on me? And the man goes like hitting and beating and all that. Communication is very important. When to communicate, what to communicate, all these things are very important. We'll be looking at that topic come next month by the special grace of God. In everything we do, please let's not forget to pray. Prayer is the key. Put your home into God's hands and God will surely run your home better than you think that you can do. It's bye from Homebuilders TV. Today's session was just, it's amazing. Like really, I don't even know the exact word to use, to continue or to like be able to explain how today's program went. Everybody was wild and we got a twist into the house. There was giveaway and it excited everybody. This is what we're going to be doing more because the Homebuilders is not just about talking. We intend to empower women. We intend to help women build their homes better than what they have today. So watch out and keep following us because we will continue to have loads and loads of twists in this program. I'm happy that today we've been able to deal with work and support. By next month, we should be meeting you guys communication, which is listen, because that's a major problem in marriage. Looking forward to seeing you guys. As I'm leaving you today, I am saying stay tuned, follow us on all our social media platforms, and please be that home builder. You can do it. You can make a change in your home. Thank you. Bye.